Okay, Adam, this is Tony. I'm looking at your flash photos here. Looks good. Looks like you got a nice variety of things. So let's take a look. Okay, I like your first shot right here with the, I guess it's water that's going into like a, maybe a sink or something. Um, it's great that you had your ISO set up high. Your flash is at or your exposure is at a 20th of a second. It says that your flash doesn't fire, but it appears to me that it did. It looks like it's stopped some action here. So it's kind of hard to say whether or not it was reading the data correctly. But it looks like a nice mix of the flash, which is, I can see the highlights right here on the water, and the water streaming. So in terms of getting something so it's moving and combined with the flash to freeze certain aspects of it work great. Okay, now this one looks great, in terms of the it being the flash stopping the water droplets here, because the actual flash on your camera when you're shooting, subjects that are moving somewhat fast, the flash itself freezes the motion because the flash, the duration of the flash is somewhere around a thousandth of a second. A lot of times it's a thousandth or 2,000th or even faster, depending on how close you are to your subject. So this works out great in terms of showing how it can freeze the action of, like in this case right here, the water hitting the if that's a pan, I guess. Yeah, and this one really shows it. This really fantastic. You can see how it really froze the turbulence of the water there. That turned out fantastic. To see what that was. Another case right here too, where the flash also froze the steam of the water on the pot here. So. That looks great. That was a good example of it. Now fire, well, okay, so it froze a little bit of the fire here. Fire is kind of an odd thing in terms of trying to capture that. That fire is always a challenge. You never know quite what you're going to get with something like that, but you can see where the smoke, it froze the smoke. Okay, perfect kind of shot for outside, with the ball up in the air. This is also really good in terms of for fill flash too. You can see that it froze the action and it also filled in all the detail on the ball. And so like if you were shooting a picture of a person, this would be, all that detail on their face would be revealed through that. Now this is good in terms of being able to have some ambient light. And then in this case right here, the birdhouse, you have the ambient light in the background, the birdhouse in the foreground, and so sometimes if you shoot these, this light back here of the in your sunset might not show up on just regular automatic with the flash. This is good, like as an example of seeing when you're shooting a picture and there's really not, it's darker back there, and so you're not picking up ambient light. But in terms of shooting with the flash, that worked out just fine. This is even better than the previous one in terms of like the shutter speed. Let's see the shutter speed here. It says that it's a 30th of a second. Let's go back and take a look at the other one here. This is also a 30th of a second, but I guess you're seeing a little bit more of the environment there. You can see how it mixes the flash with the background. That worked out great. That's a really nice shot in terms of showing how that works. Okay, another one with the flash with this rose out here. Okay, and this one right here, it says that the flash fired, and that in this case right here, that what you were probably doing was filling in for these details, that would normally maybe be in a little bit more shadow. So a lot of times if you're close enough to your subject, as you are in this one right here, the flash can add a lot to your picture taking, even in full sunlight, but you have to be close to your subject. This is great in terms of a shot showing the slow sync and then panning and moving the camera at the same time. That worked out really well. Very nice. Very nice. And then this one, this looks more like a time exposure. Okay, so it's a half of a second. And maybe you had a laser light and you were, working with the laser light in that half second. But, that worked out just fine. But no, this one, wasn't. You didn't have the flash going on here, as far as I can tell. But in terms of what you did for your assignment, it looks like you did a real nice job. I really like the water shots that you did, and I also really like the one with the birdhouse right here, and then also this one with the car as you move the camera during that exposure. So very nice job and well done.